The intense Texas heat may have been shut out by the closed roof of Houston's NRG Stadium, but inside the arena, the atmosphere was absolutely electric. More than 70,000 fans packed the stands for one of the most anticipated matches of the FIFA World Cup 2026 group stage as the Netherlands and Sweden met in a massive Group F showdown. Both nations entered the contest carrying enormous expectations. Sweden arrived full of confidence after demolishing Tunisia 5-1 in their opening match. A result so devastating it reportedly cost the Tunisian manager his job. The Netherlands, meanwhile, were looking to bounce back after surrendering a lead in a frustrating 2-2 draw against Japan. Dutch manager Ronald Koeman had faced criticism following that opening match, particularly regarding his substitutions and second-half tactics. To make matters worse, concerns emerged before kickoff when midfield star Frenkie de Jong suffered minor abdominal discomfort in training. Fortunately for Dutch supporters, the Barcelona playmaker was declared fit and took his place in a strong starting lineup, featuring Cody Gakpo, Daniel Malen, and Brian Brobbey in attack. Sweden boss Graham Potter stayed loyal to the same 3-4-1-2 formation that had overwhelmed Tunisia, with Alexander Isak and Victor Gyökeres leading the line. From the opening whistle, the Netherlands looked determined to make a statement. The Dutch pressed aggressively, forcing Sweden deep into their own half and denying them any time on the ball. Their early dominance paid off after just 5 minutes. Tijani Reinders found space between the lines and delivered a sharp pass into Cody Gakpo. The Liverpool forward quickly turned and slipped the ball into the path of Brian Brobbey inside the penalty area. The striker reacted instantly, sliding in ahead of the Swedish defense and guiding the ball beyond goalkeeper Christopher Nordfeldt. The Netherlands had the perfect start and took a deserved 1-0 lead. Sweden attempted to respond immediately. Victor Gyökeres powered his way into the Dutch penalty area moments later and forced Bart Verbruggen into a smart save. It was a warning sign, but for much of the opening 20 minutes, the Dutch were in complete control. Denzel Dumfries and Daniel Malen repeatedly caused problems down the right flank. Their movement and combination play continuously stretched Sweden's back line, creating dangerous openings. A brief interruption occurred in the 16th minute when the match ball unexpectedly lost pressure and needed replacing. It was an unusual moment and already the third ball issue reported during the tournament. The stoppage did nothing to slow the Dutch momentum. Just 1 minute later, Dumfries burst forward once again and delivered a dangerous low cross into the 6-yard box. Brian Brobbey timed his run perfectly, arriving ahead of the defenders to sweep the ball into the bottom corner. 2 goals in 17 minutes. The Dutch fans erupted as Brobbey celebrated his second goal of the evening, and the Netherlands established a commanding 2-0 advantage. Sweden suddenly looked shaken. Frenkie de Jong dictated play from midfield with remarkable composure, while Ryan Gravenberch provided endless energy alongside him. The Swedish midfield struggled to cope with the movement and passing combinations flowing through the Dutch side. Recognizing the danger, Graham Potter welcomed the mandatory hydration break midway through the first half. During the pause, he made significant tactical adjustments, abandoning his back three system and reorganizing Sweden into a more stable back four. The change immediately improved Sweden's structure. Gradually, they began winning more duels and enjoying longer spells of possession. Their best opportunity of the half arrived in the 29th minute. Alexander Isak dropped deep to draw Virgil van Dijk out of position before releasing Victor Gyökeres down the wing. Gyökeres delivered a superb cross toward Yasin Ayari, who found himself completely unmarked inside the box. However, instead of shooting first time, Ayari attempted to control the ball, allowing the Dutch defense to recover and clear the danger. It was a huge missed opportunity. Sweden thought they had pulled a goal back just before halftime. A dangerous set piece caused chaos inside the Dutch area, and Gustav Lagerbielke managed to head the ball into the net. The celebrations, however, were short-lived. The assistant referee's flag went up immediately, and a quick VAR review confirmed that Lagerbielke had drifted into an offside position before scoring. The goal was ruled out. Deep into stoppage time, Sweden continued to push forward. Gyökeres tested Verbruggen with a powerful free kick before Ayari unleashed a low drive from distance. The Dutch goalkeeper remained alert and produced 2 excellent saves to preserve the Netherlands' 2-goal lead heading into halftime. At the break, Ronald Koeman made a bold decision. He replaced Daniel Milan with West Ham winger Crysencio Summerville, a substitution that would completely change the second half. Less than 60 seconds after the restart, Summerville made an immediate impact. The winger drove forward with confidence before releasing Denzel Dumfries on the overlap. Dumfries delivered a pinpoint cross toward the far post where Cody Gakpo arrived unmarked and calmly tapped the ball into the net. Just like that, it was 3-0. Sweden were still recovering from that blow when disaster struck again. In the 54th minute, Alexander Isak lost possession high up the pitch, allowing the Netherlands to launch a devastating counterattack. The ball quickly found Summerville, who surged forward before feeding Gakpo in space. The Dutch forward cut inside and fired a low strike beyond Nordfeldt at the near post. Goal. Gakpo's second of the night made it 4-0 and effectively ended the contest. Knowing the game was slipping away, Graham Potter reacted with a triple substitution, introducing Lucas Bergvall, Arbnor Zanelli, and Anthony Elanga. The changes provided an instant spark. 5 minutes later, Alexander Isak redeemed himself with a brilliant through ball that split the Dutch defense apart. Anthony Elanga raced onto the pass, using his incredible speed to break clear before calmly finishing past Verbruggen. Sweden finally had a goal. The score moved to 4-1, and for a brief period, the Swedish supporters found their voices again. Elanga's pace created problems, and Sweden enjoyed their best spell of the match. However, whenever danger threatened, Virgil van Dijk and Jan-Paul van Hecke stood firm at the heart of the Dutch defense. Koeman responded by introducing fresh legs in midfield and attack, bringing on Toon Koopmeiners, Guus Til, and Memphis Depay to help regain control. The substitutions worked perfectly. The Netherlands slowed the tempo, managed possession intelligently, and gradually drained the energy from Sweden's comeback attempt. As the match entered its final stages, both sides continued to attack. Sweden searched desperately for another goal, while the Dutch remained dangerous on the counter. The final moment of brilliance arrived in the 89th minute. Crysencio Summerville, outstanding since coming off the bench, combined beautifully with Memphis Depay on the edge of the penalty area. The winger danced past his marker, shifted onto his stronger foot, and curled a magnificent shot into the far corner. It was a stunning finish and the perfect reward for a sensational substitute performance. The goal sealed a dominant 5-1 victory for the Netherlands. There was a brief scare in stoppage time when Summerville took an accidental blow to the head during a collision, while Cody Gakpo was seen receiving treatment on the bench. Fortunately, neither incident appeared serious. Moments later, referee Michael Oliver blew the final whistle. The Dutch players celebrated enthusiastically with their coaching staff as the stadium echoed with cheers from the Sea of Orange inside NRG Stadium. After the disappointment of their opening draw against Japan, this was exactly the response Ronald Koeman needed. The Netherlands produced a clinical attacking display, controlled the midfield battle, and showcased the quality that makes them genuine contenders at this World Cup. For Sweden, the defeat was a painful reality check after their emphatic victory over Tunisia. Graham Potter's side showed flashes of quality, but ultimately struggled to contain the Dutch attack. The final score from Houston, Netherlands 5, Sweden 1. A statement victory for the Oranje, and a result that dramatically reshapes the race for qualification in Group F.